Definitely an awesome experience. I've really enjoyed every minute of being a Spartan, and I'm going to miss it when it's gone, because there's a lot of stuff that we take for granted probably on a regular basis, and I don't know, we've been spoiled here, so it's just been a great experience. Nationals in Toronto, it was the second to last game, so our second game out of the 3 games, and I scored in like injury time or right before injury time to advance us to penalty shots. And then we won that, and then we made it into the final, and then we won nationals. So that was definitely a highlight. To go and get married, and other than that, just work for now, and then hopefully do my PDP and start a teaching career.
Daniela Gerig has been probably, in my opinion, one of the most valuable players that's ever donned a Spartan uniform, certainly in my coaching career here at Trinity. Came to us as kind of a blue chip prospect that everybody thought highly of, scored a ton of goals in youth, and I think we were quite fortunate to have her come. Obviously there was some inside connections as her sister played here. But it's been a joy for me as a coach to just watch her mature, and I'd say more than just as a player, but as a person. But as a player, she's gone from this player that was deceptive in terms of her pace and her strength, was quite raw in some ways as a rookie, and a lot of people weren't 100% sure, just what type of a player she would become. And I think it's a testament to her passion for the game, her commitment to her teammates, her love for soccer and playing at a high level, where she went on to be kind of this rookie that made an impact early on, but nobody really knew the magnitude of the impact that DQ would give to our program. And then a year later, she's player of the tournament at the CIS Championships. And not just because she's an effective player. I think the reason she won that award, which was so well deserved, was her work rate. I mean, I think the kid covered every blade of grass on the biggest field in Canada, and did it out of a servant heart, did it out of I know that this is my role and I got to do that in order for our team to be successful. And over probably the last 2 or 3 years, she's emerged from more than a hard worker and a good goal scorer to being really an integral part of not only our starting 11, but really of our whole program. She's led from the front. She has contributed key goals at the right times. I think back to the goal that she scored where, she was kind of bailed us out of, going down to Queens in the national semifinal a couple of years ago with 4 minutes left, scored a goal from nowhere, really. She just has had that knack and that ability to stay the course and to give everything she had and to die on the field and, never give up mentality. And not always, from a perspective of she's had everything just fall easy for her in our program. She's had to fight through, other very good players competing for time. She's had to learn, and I think she's done this extremely well. She's matured in her recognition that certain games require certain tactics and certain personnel, and so we've tried to use her gifts and abilities as effectively as possible. I think I'm so proud. I was the one that in the end had to make a hard decision and at first leave Daniela out of the FISU mix this year, which was really painful for me because I so badly wanted to see her have a chance to prove herself at the next level. And so circumstances kind of worked out. I think in some ways it was a blessing from God to say, I'm going to reward you with an experience to cap your career. You've done so many other things, 2-time national champion, recognized nationally. Teammates have the utmost respect for her as a player. I'm going to reward you and figure out the way to get you on that squad. So when, a key injury happened, it didn't even take me more than 10 seconds to say, in terms of replacing that player, DQ is the most natural to replace that player. So I was so proud, wearing the Canadian hat to be able to say that kid deserves a chance, and she got it. And played extremely well. Again, different games required different formations, which meant she sometimes played from the start, other times came off the bench. And she handled that with incredible maturity. And I think that's just a testament to her maturing as a player and as a person over the 5 years. But I have the utmost respect. It's been a pleasure to coach DQ. We probably would smile at each other now and go, man, we butted heads a few times, or maybe just missed each other in understanding. That's part of sport, and that's part of working with top-level people. She has emerged as one of the best forwards in Canada. Most of my coaching peers would refer to her as certainly one of the dangerous weapons on our team, which is a huge compliment. We've got great forwards all across Canada, but people would recognize her as, if you can shut down DQ, you've at least started the process of shutting down Trinity. So from my standpoint, what an unbelievable career. And then I know I've talked for a long time, but let me finish off by saying, as good as she's been on the field, she has been unbelievable for this program off the field. And, is probably a quiet leader and, sticks to herself, not because she doesn't get along well with the girls. The girls love her and she loves her teammates. She's so committed to them. She just knows what she wants to do and goes about her work professionally and is committed to things like our culture in the weight room and how we want to strive to be good student athletes. And then, this is probably not a surprise, but players have the utmost respect because of the character that she has. Certainly as somebody who loves Jesus passionately, and certainly as somebody who wants to, show what it means to be a believer in God and allow God to shape her future. She's modeled what it means to be in a healthy relationship. Excited for her as she and her fiance think now about the next steps for marriage. She is just one classy individual, and hasn't always been easy in terms of, everything just has been joyous. She's had her bumps and had her frustrations, but she's persevered, and I consider it an unbelievable privilege to have coached her.